Welcome to our YouTube channel, dedicated to exploring the latest insights and opportunities in the world of finance and investments, with a special focus on currency revaluation, gold and silver investments, cryptocurrency, and make money online opportunities and more. Please note that the content on this YouTube channel is for informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. We are not licensed financial advisors, and the opinions expressed on this channel are based on our own research and personal experience. We strongly recommend that you do your own research and consult with a licensed financial advisor. Also, just before we go any further, this channel has a weekly giveaway of 100 Dogecoin. To enter, all you have to do is be subscribed to this channel, like this video, and watch this video until the end, because if you don't, you will be automatically disqualified from the giveaway. We will be sharing the random hashtag keyword daily somewhere in the video, and then comment hashtag the keyword with no spaces in between in the comments section. Good luck. Now, let's proceed with the latest Iraq dinar news and intel today. Please take these pieces of information with a grain of salt, and please make sure to do your own due diligence. If you've been tracking the Iraq dinar story, then you already know something big is brewing. The latest wave of updates is raising more eyebrows than ever, and I'm telling you right now, you'll want to stick around for this one. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future breakdowns, especially as we get closer to what could be one of the most defining moments in Iraq's financial history. All right, let's talk about what's got everyone buzzing. The Prime Minister just made another powerful statement about bringing the dinar back to strength, and no, he's not talking about small adjustments. Meanwhile, Iraq's central bank just received dozens of applications for digital banking licenses, with global consulting giant Oliver Wyman stepping in to help finalize who gets approved. That's massive. It shows they're modernizing, tightening compliance, and positioning for something bigger. And here's where it gets interesting. The U.S. Senate just repealed the 2002 Iraq War resolution. That's not just symbolic. It's a signal that the economic chapter that started 2 decades ago is finally closing. Plus, voices on the ground are saying what many of us have been thinking. Iraq wouldn't be pouring years into banking, monetary, and investment reforms just to stay stuck at 1310. There's a shift happening, and it's starting to feel more like timing than theory. So don't go anywhere. Stick around until the end of this video, because I'll be giving my full analysis on how all of these pieces connect, what it means for the revaluation process, and why this period might be more critical than ever. All right, let's get into the updates. From Newshound Intel Guru Mountain Goat. Article. Al-Sudani affirms Iraq's commitment to implementing the government's financial and banking reform program. This article, according to my CBI contact, was given at a news interview where Al-Sudani reinforced his commitment in previous statements to the citizens that the dinar would once again be a powerful dinar. He is not talking about going from 1320 to 1166 or anything like that. He is referring to FOREX power. Why is Iraq showing the citizens these videos? Why does the Prime Minister tell the citizens these kind of statements? Why just recently, again, more talk of the coming of the accession to the WTO? Why all these banking reforms in the first place then? Folks, if Iraq wanted to stay on the manipulated rate of 1320 or whatever rate, they wouldn't be doing all these reforms. From Intel Newshound Guru Mark Z via PDK. Article. Governor of the Central Bank, we have received 80 applications for the establishment of digital banks. This is one of the final stages in their white paper reforms. From Intel Guru, Frank 26 Iraq Boots on the Ground report. From Firefly, Alaq saying CBI received 80 applications for licenses to begin digital bank. Alaq says they are conferring with Oliver and Wyman on who of these 80 banks should be picked and given license. Alaq said this decision should be completed in 2 days. From Newshound Guru Claire, article, Oliver Wyman reviews criteria for Iraq's digital banks. Quote, Alaq revealed on Thursday that Oliver Wyman is reviewing the criteria set by the CBI to issue licenses for digital banks in the country. The CBI has received approximately 80 applications to create digital banks in the country, according to Alaq. From Newshound guru Sandy Ingram, once unemployment is lowered and the GDP increased, we will be looking for a currency adjustment, if not sooner. Iraq is going global. From Intel Newshound guru Mark Z via PDK, here's your big piece of news in the mainstream press. U.S. Senate unanimously endorses repeal of 2002 Iraq War resolution. This is the closing chapter in the war in Iraq. We were also told that we would leave Iraq when we were paid. From Intel guru Frank 26, Iraq boots on the ground report. From Firefly, elections are in November. Most of all, parliamentary folks are shut down to run their campaigns because time is for the elections is running up for them. From Newshound guru Militia Man, article, quote, Central Bank Governor, we have received 80 applications to establish digital banks. They can only be licensed according to a set of criteria based on market studies. The number of digital banks usually does not exceed 2, 3, or 4. They're probably going to weed it down to 2, 3, or 4 banks. The global norm is 2 to 4 banks for a country to have this. Before ending with few more updates, the hashtag keyword for the 100 Dogecoin giveaway is establishment. You can be the lucky winner if you like, subscribe, and watch the main content of this video. This will be for this coming Sunday's giveaway, and the winner will be announced in one of the Sunday's videos, so you do not want to miss it. From Guru Nader, from the Mideast, it's going to happen. It's no bullshit. They're not doing all this work, all this monetary reforms and all this banks reforms and all this money reforms and all this investments and all to stay at 1310 in the end. From Newshound guru Claire, article, the Trump administration sends a war message to Iraq, hints at decisive action. Quote, State Department issued a stern warning to Iranian-backed armed factions in Iraq on Thursday, vowing to act decisively to protect U.S. interests. The current administration is in constant communication with partners throughout Iraq and supports Iraqi actors who share the United States' priorities and concerns. And finally, the last update is from Intel guru Frank 26. Question, what happens if some of our Iraqi dinar currency purchases is not real? You lose. Before I dive into my final thoughts, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell because things are moving fast and we could literally wake up one morning to breaking news that changes everything. You don't want to miss what's coming next. All right, let's unpack these updates because, in my opinion, this latest round really sets the tone for where Iraq is headed. It feels like we've moved from behind-the-scenes preparation into visible public execution, and that's a big shift. Let's start with Mountain Goat's update because this one is powerful. Prime Minister Al-Sudani just reaffirmed Iraq's commitment to implementing its full financial and banking reform program, and what caught my attention was his comment that the dinar will once again be powerful. According to Mountain Goat's CBI contact, he wasn't talking about adjusting from 1320 to 1166. He was referring to FOREX power. That's international talk. When you hear that kind of language coming straight from leadership, it's not political fluff, it's strategic conditioning. They're now preparing their own citizens to expect strength, confidence, and purchasing power. Now let's talk about Claire's update, because this one ties the technical side together. The CBI has received around 80 applications for digital bank licenses, and global consulting firm Oliver Wyman is the one reviewing the criteria for which banks will actually be approved. This is huge. Let me break down why this matters. First, digital banking is central to a modern currency regime. For a revalued tradable dinar to function globally, Iraq needs a strong digital banking backbone. That means systems for liquidity management, anti-fraud, mobile wallets, KYC compliance, cross-border payments, and real-time settlements. This moves Iraq from theory into real-world financial infrastructure. Second, Oliver Wyman's involvement signals rigor. They've been advising the CBI on capital rules, compliance, and risk management for a while, but now they're literally setting the approval gates. That means the decision-making process for which banks will operate under a digital dinar system is already underway, and that's fast-tracking Iraq's modernization. Third, 80 applications show real demand. This isn't symbolic. These are real institutions eager to participate. The private sector clearly sees the opportunity coming. You don't get that kind of rush unless the market expects change. And fourth, this is pre-RV infrastructure setup. No country launches a major currency reform without first modernizing its banking layer. This lines up exactly with the IMF, the World Bank, and even the CBI's own feasibility studies that said modern banking plus digital payments must precede revaluation. Now, of course, not every one of those 80 applicants will be approved. Some will be filtered out based on capital requirements, compliance issues, or AML/KYC standards. But the point is, the process has started. This is the stage 2, pre-execution layer that typically happens right before the switch is flipped. If you zoom out, you can see the sequence. Monetary stabilization and narrowing the parallel gap? Done. Banking compliance and risk management? In progress. Digital bank licensing, now active. Next comes redenomination, the internal rate adjustment, and eventually FOREX expansion. Now combine all of that with Frank 26's boots-on-the-ground updates. Iraqi citizens are being taught daily about the monetary reforms, about banking modernization, about what it means when their purchasing power increases. That's not random education. That's coordinated messaging designed to make the transition smooth when it finally happens. And let's not overlook the U.S. Senate repealing the 2002 Iraq War resolution. That's not just symbolic. It's a reset of Iraq's geopolitical identity. It tells the world that Iraq is no longer a war-era economy. It's now positioning itself as a sovereign, globally integrated nation ready to trade and transact independently. The timing of that repeal aligns perfectly with Iraq's move toward WTO accession and international compliance. When you line all this up, Sudani's statement about a powerful dinar, the 80 digital bank applications under Oliver Wyman's review, the CBI's public education campaign, and the U.S. officially closing its wartime chapter with Iraq, it paints one clear picture. Iraq is ripe. The structure, the technology, the political stability, it's all there. In my opinion, we're no longer in speculation territory. We're in the sequencing phase, the stage where every technical and political piece has fallen into place, and it's just about timing. Iraq is so ready that honestly they could go at any moment. If they keep this momentum, tightening compliance, finalizing those digital systems, and holding steady politically, the argument for a full RVRI within the next 6 to 12 months isn't just possible, it's probable. That's my read, my perspective, and my honest take based on everything we've seen unfold. Iraq isn't waiting for permission anymore. They're preparing for execution. And that is my final analysis. Finally, we posted a breaking analysis video the other day. Iraq just made a major move toward joining the World Trade Organization by completing comprehensive technical responses, an essential step that signals a shift toward full international integration. While this might seem like a routine headline, it's actually one of the strongest signs that Iraq could be preparing to move off the program rate and take the dinar global. In this video, I'll break down how this development ties directly into the RVRI process, how it connects with IMF Article of 8 compliance, and why this moment could indicate the beginning of the end for the 1300 rate. If you've been watching for the clues and waiting for confirmation that Iraq is ready, this is the update you don't want to overlook. Most people will miss the significance until it's too late. Please go ahead and check it out by clicking on the link on the top right of this video, as you don't want to miss this. Lastly, we will continue to post videos about the recent events and articles supporting the changes taking place in Iraq, so you don't want to miss them. Also, don't forget, please drop a comment below with hashtag and the keyword and let us know what you think. If you like this content and like to support this channel, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you get notified when new videos are uploaded. See you on the next video. Bye.